Madrid is bound to fail. With the way Madrid is being managed generally, I think it is actually heading towards its own destruction because you look at the kind of players Madrid signs, the kind of players they bring into the club. They go with these galactical kind of players, right? But you don't have the personalities to manage these guys. If you go back to where Madrid actually had the galactical, the successful galactical, you look at the kind of coaches they had. They had coaches that had, personality. They had coaches that had some kind of influence. From Vicente De Bosque, they had Mourinho, they had Zidane, right? Although Zidane, that was his first job. Zidane, as a player, had the aura. He was an influential person in football already, so it was easy for him to, manage that dressing room. Despite, even when the last time Real Madrid won the Champions League, they had the personalities in the dressing room. They had the Ramos, they had, the Modric, they had the Toni Kroos in the dressing room. Someone that had, people that had those personalities that can actually manage those players' ego. But you look at this Madrid team now, especially when they brought in Kylian Mbappe, right? I was someone that from the moment Kylian Mbappe walked into that Madrid team, I knew there was going to be trouble because they had too many egos in the dressing room. You have players like Vinicius who wants to be the main man of the team. You have players like Bellingham who wants to be the main man of the team. You brought in Mbappe who on his own is trouble, right? What do you expect from that kind of team? And to top this all off, you don't have any sort of personality in the dressing room or someone that, these guys look up to, someone that they respect in the dressing room who can actually tell them, no, don't do this, and they actually stop. There are a bunch of kids with so much ego. Right? You look at, in the world of football generally now, right? Let's say Madrid wants to, they want to keep on, going with that kind of model, bringing in the top players in the world. There are very few coaches in the world that can actually manage that team. Right? And one of them is, or someone I think would manage that team to perfection, is Pep Guardiola. But Guardiola will never manage a Madrid side because of his ties with Barcelona. Right? That's why when I look at teams like Arsenal, teams like Barcelona, teams like Bayern Munich, these are teams that are well-oiled machine. Like everybody knows their place. Right? That is why some Arsenal fans were complaining when Arteta decided to cut ties with Aubameyang. They were complaining, they were saying he cannot deal with big personalities and all that. I did not see it that way. I feel if you're a player, you're supposed to listen to your coach. Like, you're supposed to, there's no two ways about it. The coach is supposed to have the overall power in a team. But in Madrid, it's not like that. So I don't think there's any manager out there who will be able to come into that team except probably that's why they're looking for a Jose Mourinho, because